Someone asked me last week how to get someone to do something when you don't have the power to make them do it. So I thought this week we'd explore power. Okay, if you're asking this question, we may already be in trouble because very few people actually have power to make anybody do anything. However, there's a way to think about power that can really help, particularly if you think you don't have it. So let's explore the three different scenarios that really emerge here when you have more power, less power, or more often the same amount of power as the person you're trying to influence. Okay, first of all, more power. In this example, we're going to talk about getting somebody out of a room. So how do you get someone out of the room if you have more power? That's pretty easy. You just push them out the door. Look, whether it's strength or you hold some punitive punishment over them, it should be pretty easy if you have the power to get them out. Of course, getting them out may not be the problem. The problem here may be the implication of the use of that power or actually trying to keep them out of the room. But with more power, you just push. What happens if you have less power, number two here? Well, look, if you can't push them out of the room, then what you need to do is pull them out of the room. This is what happens when you have less power. Again, you may not be able to have the strength here, so you may need to use persuasion or enthusiasm or something else. You need to sell them on the idea where they should leave the room. You need to use influencing skills. We're going to talk more about influencing skills next week, but really here's what you need to do is really pull them out of the room. Okay, so that's more power and less power. What about if you have the same amount of power? How do you get someone out of the room? Well, effectively, if you have the same amount of power, which is typically what happens with your peer, the simplest answer is to disengage, i.e. walk away. You know at some point they're going to leave the room on their own. Look, in business terms, you may walk away to fight another day. You can't always win every battle at every point. However, the more complicated and right answer here is, of course, not using power, but building bridges with your colleagues and finding a common solution and a common set of objectives to help solve the problem. Bottom line here is it's a mistake to believe that telling people to do something and using power to make them do it is a long-term solution to anything. You really need to learn to build bridges between you and your colleagues.